Hello viewers, today we are going to see about refraction by a lens. Figure 918a shows the geometry of image formation by a double convex lens, otherwise called as biconvex lens. The image formation can be seen in terms of two steps. First, the first refracting surface forms the image I1 of the object O. The image I1 acts as the virtual object for the second surface that forms the image at I. Applying equation 915 to the first interface ABC, we get N1 by OB plus N2 by BI1 is equal to N2 minus N1 divided by BC1. A similar procedure applied to the second interface ADC gives minus N2 by DI1 plus N1 by DI is equal to N2 minus N1 divided by DC2. So now we will see the diagram. So this is the biconvex lens. The object of the lens is placed here and the image is formed here. So it has two spherical surfaces. First it undergoes a refraction at this point and once again at the second interface. Therefore, this diagram is analyzed with the first interface as shown here and the second interface as shown in the next diagram. So what we do is we have refraction at a spherical surface. We have the formula for it. That is, if you have a spherical surface, this side if you have refractive index of N1 and this side N2, the object is placed here and the image is formed here, and the radius of curvature, the center is C and R is the radius of curvature. So this is U and this is V. So refraction at a spherical surface we have already derived N1 by OM plus this side N2 by MI is equal to N2 minus N1 divided by MC. That is the radius of curvature. So using this formula we are going to substitute in this derivation. So the basic idea is refraction by a lens. First we have to work out with first interface and then we will move on to second interface. As I already told you, this image has two interfaces, this side one interface and this side another interface. So what we can write, first we will consider first interface, that is this diagram. So if you consider this diagram, this is N1, N2, O, B, C1 and image formation I1. So for first interface, and this is refractive index N1 and N2. So what we can write is N1 by OB, that is N1 by OB plus N2, this side N2 by BI1 is equal to N2 minus N1 divided by BC1. How we got this answer? Just now we have told for the refraction at a spherical surface N1 by OM plus N2 by MI is equal to N2 minus N1 by MC. So this formula is applied in this case, okay, for the first interface. Next we have to deal with the second interface. If you carefully watch the second interface means this side, okay, the second part. So that part alone is redrawn here. Now this is N2, this is N1, this is C2 and R2 is the radius of curvature. So first image formation is I1 and then it is I. So we can write the equation as for this as n1 by di. If you see n1 by di minus n2 by di1. Minus refers to opposite direction n2 and di1, okay, is equal to n2 minus n1 by dc2. So dc2 is here, dc2. Once again we apply the same formula. So for first interface we have n1 by OB plus n2 by BI1 is equal to n2 minus n1 divided by BC1, and for the second interface n1 by DI minus n2 by DI1 is equal to n2 minus n1 divided by dc2. Now the important point here is BI1, this distance, and DI1, this DI1. If it is going to be a very thin lens, more or less it is equal. So we can say for a thin lens BI1 is equal to DI1. So BI1 is equal to DI1. So even though there is a small change, but we can consider it to be a single point. So this is applicable only for thin lenses. If that is the case, what happens is BI1 and DI1 are equal. Therefore, if you add these two equations, what will happen is this term and this term gets cancelled, and we have n1 by OB plus n1 by DI is equal to n2 minus n1 is a common term. You can pull it outside, 1 by BC1 plus 1 by DC2. So that's what is written here. So if you add those two equations, assuming for a thin lens BI1 is equal to DI1, we have n1 by OB plus n1 by DI is equal to n2 minus n1 into 1 by BC1 plus DC2. Suppose the object is at infinity, that is OB is at infinity. So OB, this is the place where we place the object. Now if this distance is going to be infinity, then n1 divided by infinity. Anything divided by infinity is 0. Therefore, we have this term vanishes and we have n1 by di. Now what is di? Di is nothing but the focal point. Therefore, we can write n1 by f is equal to n2 minus n1, 1 by BC1 plus 1 by DC2. Up to this is clear. The point where image of an object placed at infinity is formed is called the focus f of the lens, and the distance f gives its focal length. This we know. A lens has two foci, f and f dash, on either side of it. Figure 9.19. Please refer figure 9.19. If you refer this diagram, figure 9.19, you can see that you have two focus points. One is f dash and the another one is f. Okay, this is applicable both for convex lens as well as concave lens. Similarly, for concave lens also you have two focal points, f and f dash. That's what is mentioned here. Now we have to apply the sign convention. So BC1 is this direction is positive, plus R1. DC2, that means you are moving this way. DC2 opposite direction, therefore minus R2. This R1 and R2, I already told you, it is the radius of curvature. Okay. Now we will substitute these two values in this equation. So what will happen now? N2 minus N1 into 1 by BC1. BC1 is R1 plus 1 by dc2. dc2 is minus r2, therefore this minus sign comes here. Now once again, if you bring this term this side, this n1 will come to the division. n1 by n1 is 1, n2 by n1 is, we can write n2 by n1, we can write it as n21. Therefore this n1 comes to the other side, becomes division. So n1 by n1 is 1, is written here, and n2 by n1 can be written as 1 by r1. Okay, so equation 921, this equation is known as the Lensmaker's formula. So this is an important derivation. It is useful to design lenses of desired focal length using surfaces of suitable radii of curvature. Why we specify radii? Because you have two center of curvature, two curved surfaces. Okay, note that the formula is true for concave lens also. So we have derived for convex, but it is true for concave lens also. In that case, the only difference is R1 is negative. Here we put R1 as positive, but if it is going to be concave, R1 is negative and R2 is positive. Here for convex it is negative, whereas for concave it is positive. From equation 919 and 920 we get, so if you carefully watch 919 and 920, the right hand side is equal, n2 minus n1, this right hand side is equal, therefore left hand side has to be equal. So n1 by OB plus n1 by DI is equal to n1 by F. So that's what is written here. n1 by OB plus n1 by DI is equal to n1 by F. Again, in the thin lens approximation, suppose if we consider it to be a thin lens, very thin lens, B and D are close, very close to the optical center of the lens. That means as far as this diagram is concerned, B and D are separated. But if it is going to be very thin lens, B and D can be assumed to be the same single point. Now we will apply the sign convention. So BO is minus U and DI is plus V. So if you substitute in the equation we get, so DI is plus V and BO is minus U. You must note down the notation. OB is different from BO. So BO means you measure from B to O. OB means from O to B. So that's how the sign convention works. So BO is equal to minus U, DI is equal to plus V, we get. So if you try to substitute in this equation, so 1 by V, so DI we know V. So 1 by V, N1, N1, N1 all are same, so gets cancelled. So 1 by V minus 1 by U, because we are not dealing with OB, it is BO, therefore minus U. Therefore 1 by U is equal to this side 1 by F. This N1, N1, N1 gets cancelled. Therefore 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Equation 923 is a familiar thin lens formula which we derived already. Okay. So this is a familiar equation which we derived already, which is called thin lens formula. Okay. And this equation is the general Lensmaker's formula, which is 1 by F is equal to N21 minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. That is, if we know the refractive indexes of the two surfaces, N2 and N1, and the radius of curvature of the two spherical surfaces, then we can always find out the focal length. This is the relation we have. So, then we have the thin lens formula. Though we derived it for a real image formed by a convex lens, the formula is valid for both convex as well as concave lenses and for both real and virtual images. So this is the basic two formulas you have to remember in this topic. Hope you have understood this topic about refraction by lenses, and we have derived for Lensmaker's formula. and the thin lens formula. Hope you have understood this topic. Thanks for watching this video. Nandri.